Dr. Donald Morton.
Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton. Dr. Donald Morton is an award-winning social entrepreneur known for his innovative social solutions.
Based on this fatherhood and manhood issue in droves, in incredibly large numbers. And I felt it necessary for someone to have a voice like yourself to do the work of restoring men in our society. And I've been doing that work ever since.
His latest solution is expressed as the CEO of Remand.
So Remand, the nonprofit, is about helping brothers that are coming out of prison, brothers that are dealing with child support, brothers that are the most marginalized of our communities, helping them with their character and the institutions that impact them. And then the LLC, our for-profit arm, is really attempting to address the CEOs and CFOs and entrepreneurs and people like that say, look, I got issues too as a black man. My issues are a bit different because I'm in the C-suite. And how it plays out in the C-suite is very different than how it plays out on the block and those brothers that are coming out of re-entry. But here's the deal. All of us the same, for real, for real.
Dr. Morton is the former executive director of the Complexities of Color Coalition. As executive director of the coalition, he worked to congregate Wilmington, Delaware's African American community in order to create comprehensive strategy to influence institutions, policies, and laws. Dr. Morton has over 25 years of experience in African American community leadership. Remand is deeply personal. While he's glad that thousands of men are on this journey with him, it was started because he needed liberation. He was broken and bound, and he was fighting to put his life back together after divorce, infidelity, business challenges, bankruptcy, and a life destroyed by being the worst liar ever. Yes, Dr. Morton was a liar until he faced himself and proved his signature science, the character arc. Then and only then was he ready to lead men to learn and live the science of being Remand.
All right, y'all. Good morning to y'all. I am in Atlanta, Georgia. Leroy is in the outskirts of Baltimore, Maryland. And we want to say good morning to y'all as the hosts and co-hosts of the Grown Man Podcast, where we talk about real manhood stuff here. Leroy, is there something funny?
Yeah, you are, dude. How you gonna motivate somebody with that? Yeah. Welcome to the Grown Man Podcast. We want to thank y'all for being here today. Dude, it's Monday.
Yeah,
Come on. I need more energy from you.
My energy comes from within.
That's all you got.
My energy comes from within. I wake up hyped. I done worked out today. I done lifted today. I done ate well today. Listen to me. I ain't got to get on here with all that. You can get on here with all that.
Let's build energy.
Listen.
You look like the Lakers gonna look tonight.
Listen, this is what I've learned, ladies and gentlemen in particular. You have to come up with an internal fire. Nobody should have to motivate you. You're gonna have to develop an internal fire to come out every single day, make it happen. Because here's the truth: you won't always feel like it. You won't always be hyped. You won't always be on cloud 9. You're gonna have to find that thing on the inside of you to make it happen, even when you don't feel like making it happen. In fact, that is the title. This is why Leroy and I rock together, because he always finds himself in alignment with where I'm going. He don't even know the title. He don't know the title, but the title of today's
That's true, y'all. I ain't got a clue.
he ain't got a clue of the title. He don't know what the title is. Today is Do What It Takes. Not do what you feel like doing. You got to do what it takes. And as men, I'm concerned that we have moved away from that, further and further away from that, further and further away from doing what it takes. In fact, I'm going to create a subtopic today, Leroy, that
Okay.
I want to teach brothers how to fight unfairly. I want to teach brothers today how to fight unfairly. So before we get into today, I really want to give Leroy some space. The NFL draft was this past weekend, and my team did incredibly well in the draft. Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, here we go. Which team? Which team would that be, sir?
Falcons.
Which team would that be, sir?
The Philadelphia Falcons. The Philadelphia.
I don't think they were on the draft. I don't have a draft. I don't think they were part of the draft, sir.
Why is there always someone? See, this is why you have to come with your own internal fire. He came on here today, hyped and excited. Now he's trying to tear me down. This is why you have to. This is why you have to have your own internal fire, because otherwise, your friends, your brothers, your best friends in this world they'll tear you down after a while. That's why I come on here confident myself. I've done the work. I've done the work myself. You understand? I got the mastery crest on my left chest. I'm getting ready to get a big tat right here. Mastery. It's a constant reminder. Nothing less than mastery. So Leroy, I'm gonna give you another chance because you came in hot a while ago, and you certainly you don't want to respect my team, and you don't have to respect my team. It's okay. My team is the Philadelphia Falcons. That is my football team. Leroy doesn't want to respect my team. It's okay. Good morning to you, brother Dwight. Leroy, how did your team fare in the draft?
No, actually, the Ravens did really well. I think they did really, really, really well. The analyst, I think they gave them like a B plus, something like that. I give them an A because I think that they addressed the needs that they have. They got the cornerback, which is what they need. I said they needed that. You know, I've been saying that for the last year or two that they needed a strong cornerback. They addressed that. They got an offensive lineman, which makes it better to be able to block for Henry and Lamar. So you seal up your offensive line and defensive lines. It becomes different. And that's what they did. They got an offensive lineman, they got a defensive tackle or defensive lineman as well. Those are the ones that I was looking at. They had a couple of undrafted guys that were like wide receiver that they addressed, running back, which I'm not looking at those because I don't know if they were undrafted and picked them up, but I don't think they'll have an impact right away. But their first like 2-3 picks were excellent. Cornerback, offensive lineman, defensive lineman. That was where you needed those are the holes that you needed to plug. Yeah. They already re-signed Rashawn Bateman, so that kind of makes that wide receiver core solid. I'm liking what I'm potentially seeing. But you and I both know it's a difference between what it say on paper and then when you got to go out there and perform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
but I think they did. I think they did well. I mean, they've always drafted. I think drafted well. I think the Ravens are really good. They're one of the organizations that do that really. Who, if we want to use the word masterfully, what's his name? Ozzie Newsome and the GM that's there now. I forgot it. I can't even think of his name. But he groomed him. Ozzie Newsome groomed him. And he's still around, but he's not the official GM. I think he still has some say in the stuff, but you know, but I think they did well. I think they did well. I like what they did, where they're going
So
with
can
it.
you?
So
There are two things I want to ask you about, bro. One is
mhm.
what your thoughts are about my 1A team. My 1A team is the Atlanta Falcons. My number
Mhm.
one
Mhm.
team is the Philadelphia Eagles. So everybody's clear,
Okay, okay.
right? Um, I'd like to know your thoughts about my 1A team picking up Penix, right? As a QB. Uh, does it throw things in Michael Pence, right? Does it throw things in the wind for you with Kirk Cousins, or does it make sense for them to pick up, for them to have picked him up? What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, see somebody.
What's up,
Yeah, I
Keith
don't
Lewis?
know if it
See you, man.
was Shannon Sharp. If it was Shannon Sharp and Ocho. What's his name? Chad Johnson. I ain't calling him Chad Ocho Cinco. Chad Johnson,
Put some
or if it
respect
was
on that
somebody else, but they
man's
were
name,
talking
man.
about they
His
were
name
talking
is
about that
Ocho
very
Cinco.
thing. No, his mama named him Chad. I'm gonna call him Chad. You know what I'm saying? Change his name to some Mexican name, Ocho Cinco, whatever. Go sit down somewhere. Um, but they were talking about that very thing, and I kind of agree with what they were saying. Kirk Cousins has only got what, one, maybe max 2 years left in the league, if that. You know what I'm saying? He's not a long term answer. How he got that? I want to know. I want to
I
know
got
who his
100 million.
agent is, because I need. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He need to be hired, because
Holla at
whoever
me.
they are,
Holla at me.
they negotiate. You know, right? Holler at your boy. Just don't yell. You know what I'm saying? Because he got that man both times when he went to Minnesota and when he went to Atlanta. Got him paid. I'm like, who else does this?
Yeah.
So he's not a long term answer. He's not a
Yeah.
long term answer. So you can
I
draft
agree.
a young boy because he's in his rookie contract. You pay him the minimum. He can learn under a Kirk Cousins. He's a
Yeah.
good. I think, and he can groom him. He doesn't have to. That young boy doesn't have to worry about being rushed right into the lineup. You know what I'm saying?
But there are
He can
many
sit back
people,
and he
there
can
are many
learn. He
people
can
that will
observe.
argue, Leroy. There are many people that will argue. This has been the argument that I've watched on First Take,
Mhm,
ESPN, so on and so forth, right? And that is that
mhm.
he's ready to play right now. That they think that there's going to be some problems with him being able to wait and develop because he wants to play right now. He's ready to play right now. What are your thoughts about that? And then we're going to add Coach, because Coach did a
Eh,
phenomenal job this weekend, and I just gotta
Yeah.
bring
Yes,
all of
sir.
you
Yes, sir.
talk about it. Go ahead, man.
But here's the thing, bro. Every college player thinks that they NFL ready.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Yeah,
can play on that league. But you and I've had this conversation before. There's a different level between college and professional football.
yeah,
Every dude on that professional level is the best at what they did and what they do.
yeah,
They're the best athletes, period.
yeah,
So yeah, you got dudes, and they said this about Caitlin. They tried to say this about Caitlin Clark. There's a difference between playing against college women
yeah,
and playing against a what's the name, a Taurasi,
yeah. Diana
Lisa
Taurasi.
Leslie,
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
Cynthia Cooper.
yeah,
You got folks that got years on you, so you can think you ready, but that but in college, that linebacker that you used to be able to outrun on the professional level, yeah, that linebacker can catch you
yeah, yeah,
and put your lights out.
yeah.
it's just a lot faster.
For sure.
It's a lot faster.
For sure.
Just watch the NBA games, and people. There's a difference between college basketball and NBA basketball. The pace, the game is a lot faster,
Yeah.
and the NFL is the same way. The game is faster.
Yeah.
You can think you see one thing, and what the easiest kind of example is college open. Yeah, you got a guy that's maybe 2 yards, 3 yards behind the dude. You can throw it, and he open. You know he open.
Yeah.
In the NFL, open is he's right on his tail and can pick the ball off, and you got to be able to get it in that. You got to be able to get it in that time.
You got to throw it on a rope. Ain't no doubt about it. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And dudes have catch up speed in the NFL.
Yeah.
You might see him; he might be behind, but he can catch up to him because of the speed that he has.
Yeah.
So he may think he's ready, but there are very few college athletes that are ready.
We will see.
Yep, that are ready, NFL ready. Coach,
What's up, brothers?
Let's see. This is what I'm trying to do.
There you go. You figured it out. Hey, hold on. It's in the way. Hold on. It might be in the way.
What's that, Coach?
That might be in the way.
We can't see you around that big trophy, Coach.
That's all hardware.
We can't see you, man.
That's because you can't. I'm on.
We can't hear you. I hear a whole lot of clanging in the background, like metal on metal.
That's what it is. That's when you're in first place. That's what happens, you know. That's what we do.
Yeah. You look like you're on top of the world, man. I know you got students coming in.
I got 10:30. Yeah.
At 10:30. The reason why I wanted to bring you on is because of number one, what we're talking about today. Number two, I think the evidence, and we're seeing this in your business in particular, right? Mm-hmm. The evidence of a good coach is not that the coach is doing well. Mm-hmm. The evidence of a good coach is that the students that are connected to the coach are doing well.
Yeah, but
right. Team champions. The butterfly effect.
That's what we do.
Right.
Miss Nancy, I'll see you later on, okay? Have a good day.
So,
yes, ma'am.
So I wanted to talk about that, man. I wanted to say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
For all the hard work, bro. You are probably one of the hardest working Negroes I've ever met in my life, and it's continuing to show up. But not only are you hardworking, you force and push all of us that work with you to work hard as well. What did it feel like, bro, to see your team perform in the way that they did?
Yeah. So you know, at the risk of saying arrogant, I expected greatness.
Yeah.
We worked real hard.
Yeah.
and we took careful note. I mean, we prepped and we practiced. And, you know, I knew they were going to be good. But, yeah, I had three ladies deadlift over 300 yesterday.
Wow.
Like, I would challenge any man on this chat, any of the 890 members you got on the Reman group.
Yeah.
I got 3 girls right now, over 40, one over 50, that will outwork all of them, right? There's no quit. No quit. Check these out. These girls come to work. And these ain't no overly masculine men. Nah, bro. All of them are moms of 3. All of them got 3 kids. No, a lot. One has 2 kids. The other 2 have 3 kids. Married, successful careers, working, raising a family, and doing this. Like, you know, it's like you guys were talking about it a minute ago. The athletes at that level. I mean, shit. I was on a scout team in the NFL, right? And faster is not even that's the understatement, right? Faster is it's the understanding of where to be next. It's a whole different level, right? It's a whole different. You know, it's like if you ever watch Tom Brady play, right? We all watch Tom Brady here, right? The reason that he is the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, there's zero dispute about that, right? He never had to look where his pass was going. His ability to look you off, because in his brain, his clock is like, okay, Gronk is going to be here. And he throws the ball. Gronk hasn't even made a turn yet.
Yeah,
right?
Timing.
The ball, it's already there.
Yeah.
Right. Jerry Rice, Joe Montana had that, right? It's that unique ability to do it. But what made Tom Brady special is it didn't matter the player. You know, whether it was Amendola, whether it was Gronk, whether it was Gonzalez when he was there, it didn't matter who it was. It was there on time every play, you know, and those are the things that make that top 1/10 of 1% that much better.
Yeah.
So,
let me also ask you about this, Coach, and then I'm gonna turn it over to Leroy. Let him ask you some questions.
Sure.
I think that one of the most underrated aspects of professional sports that no one accounts for, everyone accounts for talent, right? And that's important. But I would argue that mastering the fundamentals and a real hard grind and work ethic are important at that level, right? Because you can have a boatload of talent. Leroy talks about this all the time. You got to have the talent, but the truth of the matter is, it's the difference between the guys that play pickup ball and the guys that are in the NBA at the highest of high levels, mastering the fundamentals and the willingness to work hard every single day and to give it your all. It's a mindset, Coach. What do you think about that?
Agreed 1,000,000%. You know, Michael Jordan had it. Kobe had it. You know, it's I think Kobe coined this, the Mamba mentality, right? You know, Kobe Bryant in his first playoff series lost because he couldn't make a jump shot, right? They lost. Tired, wasn't strong enough. That summer, he worked hard in the gym because he said, I'm never going to let that happen ever again.
Right.
He missed clutch free throws. I'll never let it happen again. He shot 1,000 free throws a day. 1,000 a day, every day, right? It's yes, he can make a free throw, of course, but it's being able to make a free throw consistently on time, every single time. He's 90% free throw shooter. You know, those are the differences, that extra that people are not willing to make, right? It's the 1%. It's literally the 1%.
For sure.
It's the 212 degrees, right? Isn't that 212 the name of the book, right? It talks about the difference between boiling and hot. Right, you know, water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, right? So the difference between really, really hot water at 211 and boiling at 212, 1 degree difference.
1 degree.
And that's the difference in those guys, right? There's everybody else, and then there's them. And because of that 1%, that affirmations this morning. So I've gotten to that thing with my class in the morning at 5 a.m. And we used Will Smith today in the affirmations, and he said the difference between me and everybody else. I'm not more talented. I'm not more gifted. I'm just going to outwork you. He said, I will die on a treadmill or you're going to quit because you're not going to beat me. Either I'm going to die or you're going to get off first. So, you know,
yeah, Will Smith said that.
and for me, you know, in my business, nobody is going to fucking outwork me. Pardon my English. Sorry, it's midday, but no one can outwork me. It's not going to happen. You're not going to read the books. You're not going to apply the knowledge. You're not going to learn new skills. You're not going to invest in the community. You're not going to have food drives. You're not going to do more than I'm going to do because I'm willing to be here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week until it's $100 million company.
Yeah,
right?
bro.
You will not beat me. No one is going to beat me. No one's going to beat my girls in the meet ever again. Right? It's not going to happen. Because I'm going to train them the way that I train when I play ball. I'm going to train them the way that I know that it takes. And when they call me at 10 o'clock at night, talking about Walter, I'm sore, I don't care. You want to be a champion. You want to win. You want more of these. Yeah. You're going to suck it up and you're going to get it done. When my friend Walter, side note, you know, because I listen to Donald, you know, he says, don't do nothing for free. My boy, I'm going to read you his text chain, right? Read your text chain, right? My boy texted me, where is that? Yesterday, just after the meet, because I got him fired up. He had some surgery, so I had to give him exercise routine, something to do. And he said, yo, Walt, can I follow this old meal plan and get some results? Because another client of mine's having good results. I said, hey, what are your goals? To lose about 20 pounds. I said, how tall are you? What do you weigh? Give me that information. I said, it's just to lose weight. Is it just to lose weight for losing weight's sake, or are you trying to look a certain way? You got me thinking I could look better, but I do need to slim down. I said, well, that's going to come at a cost.
Absolutely.
He said, what's the price? I said, well, there's a fee of this and a fee of that. And he said, okay, I got an old plan I'll use for now. My knowledge ain't free, bro. Not no more.
Well, not only that though, because that's less about your knowledge not being free and more about, let's just juxtapose. And Leroy, I'm bringing you in right after this, man. So jump in. It's like double Dutch, right?
Right.
I'm all man, but I used to play double Dutch with my girl cousins, right? What you have in the butterfly effect is what is happening across the country, and I've got to warn brothers. Sisters across the country, as evidenced in the butterfly effect in Middletown, Delaware, have been willing to do what it takes, invest whatever they've got to invest in to get what they want. Mm-hmm. Then you have brothers who say, like, we don't want to invest in anything. We feel like everything should be handed to us. Like don't invest. No, bro. Use your old meal plan. It's not going to work. And then by the time you come back to me, it's going to cost more because now I'm irritated with you.
You might not be able to get to me.
Right.
How about that?
Right. So I want to talk with brothers. Leroy, jump in, man. I want to talk with brothers, and I want y'all to understand your family is at stake, man. Your life is at stake. The culture is at stake. Get up off your lazy behind. Invest in what you've got to invest in, and get the work done so that you can expedite the progress to your goal. If you're tired of being mediocre, and you should be. Mm-hmm. Not that you got married and now your marriage ain't doing well and say, well, she ain't the right one. It's not that. It's you. And while you got women investing in themselves over and over again, then you wonder why she want a higher quality brother. Yeah, she putting in the work. And you done pissed me off. I came in today, Coach, calm. And now you done pissed me off. Go ahead, Leroy, man. Go ahead and talk. Coach got about 2 more minutes.
The doorbell ring. That's how long I got. The doorbell ring was lady get in there. So
yeah, I know Coach got to go. But absolutely, Coach, I want to ask you something. And I noticed this. I think last week when you were talking about going into the competition. Mm-hmm. And you and I don't know if I'm sure you did it intentionally just because of the way that you think and mindset. You had talked about when you had those who were going to be competing, you had them doing the workouts that they do. You were like, they were already ready for the competition. They were doing the things that they were going to be having to do in the competition. And you seem to be saying, hey, it's just a matter of us going to the competition because I know that they're ready. They're going to accomplish these things because we've already prepped for them. And now that you're saying it, it's like, yeah, we expected to do what it is that we did because we were doing it prior to getting in the competition, getting into the competition. Can you talk just a little bit about that and about the mindset and preparation when it comes to the event? Because I know Michael Jordan said he practiced harder in practice so that when the game time came, the game was nothing to him. It was just like, yeah, this is what I do all the time. And I thought about that very thing as I heard you talk about going up to the competition. And now as you hold the trophy and the accomplishments that you had with with those that were competing.
So it's I've obviously I listen to a lot of motivational stuff. I also listen to a lot of things in the morning while I'm driving because I need to make sure that I'm dialed in. And those are the types of things I listen to get me dialed in. And a while ago, I heard something, and now it's on all of my posts. It's in a book. That's where I heard it from. It's in a book. It's in the 12-week year. A month ago. It's been a month, 3 months now. So, it's Kobe Bryant, Michael Phelps, all those guys, all those records that they set in practice. It was already done, right? It was just a matter of getting to the stage to expose it, right? So they were already great.
Wow.
You were already great.
No, bro.
Go hang
I know you got a 10:30. You gotta roll that
yet.
back.
I'm waiting. The door ain't rang yet. So I got to the doorbell ring.
Give that one more time.
They did it in practice. They just had to show it in public. Right? It's all those things you hear. It's like work hard in the dark and then everybody see it later on. It's all those things that it don't really hit until it happens. Like I my own private shout is every morning I get to come in and use there it is right there. This every day I get to use this. On a door, they got my logo on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw it, I practiced for it, I was ready for it. And it was already there. I just had to follow the process to bring it to fruition. The same thing happened to these girls. Like I had girls set PRs on the meet yesterday, right? Like the girl deadlifted 320. Bruh, 320? Like, that's like you two put together. Right? Like, you can pick up 2 grown men.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? The average man in America weighs like $180, $170. She can pick up 2.
Yeah.
And carry them home.
Yeah.
Right. And I have a client, she's 62 years old. She deadlifted 215 yesterday. You know what her words to me were yesterday, Walter? I know now. If a Negro I get mad at Negro and I shoot him, I can carry his ass away and put him in the trunk. That's what she said to me yesterday. I just shoot him, pick him up, put him in the trunk. Right. It's that sense of confidence that they knew that they had because they were prepared, right? It's nothing beats it.
Do me a favor, man. From your perspective, you work with women all the day because what happened to brothers, coach? What happened to us, man? Where is the mentality of brothers? Because I'm in the coaching and consulting world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anyone to be better than I am.
Sure.
Like I want to be the best at my craft.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be the greatest at it all. I genuinely do. And what happened where sisters have now adopted that and brothers have, in large part, I'm not saying everyone, but in large part, brothers have taken a back seat with that kind of mentality. What happened in your mind?
A couple things. Negroes is lazy.
Wow.
Right. So one of my dearest friends took a chance on me when I first got out of college before I went to the league. He hired me, and I've known him for 20 years now. Okay. He called me depressed, upset, and disappointed with life. He says, well, I just want a 9 to 5. I'm like this.
Yeah.
The fuck you mean you want a 9 to 5? Look, when have we ever been in that place? I'm just tired of working all the time, bro. But then find what you're passionate about. Well, I want to do this. Okay. Here's the plan. Let's lay it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay it out. And because you invested in me, I'm gonna put you in contact with somebody who does what you want to do.
Yeah.
But you need to get the plan together first before I put you in front of them, because I can't do that without that. But that was on Thursday. It's Monday. You got a plan yet?
Yeah.
And so it's I think that because the brothers, whether we look at systemic things, whether we look at the broad stroke of things, men are now unwilling to take the chance on themselves and put things out there to make a risk. I mean, if you don't swing the bat, bro, you ain't gonna. You know, I think I posted today. Nothing comes from comfort.
Yeah.
You're willing to be uncomfortable. Like, you got to be willing to beat your own mind. Like, our mind is there to keep us from being hurt, injured, sad, right? But if you get trapped in between your ears, bro, nothing's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'll say this because I see this lady parking now. It's you have to be willing to know that whatever you're doing, you're going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And until you're willing to accept that and know that you're going to go in and be uncomfortable, you are never going to get to the other side. How do you know what's great if you never had what's bad?
Yeah.
How do you know what's strong if you've never been through the pain of being weak?
Yeah.
Right? You think training with me is expensive? And you try a hospital bill for $50,000.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Try that.
For sure. For sure.
Right?
For sure.
You know, try having been a diabetic and got to stick yourself with a needle. Try that.
For sure.
Then get back to me $5,000 a month or my $700 a month, whatever your bill is.
For sure. For sure.
You know what I mean? So you know, it's be willing, men. Literally, be willing to pick up your fucking shield, get your sword, and go to battle. Yeah, your arm might get cut off, but guess what? The Lord saw fit to give you two.
Yeah.
Your leg might fall off. The Lord saw fit to give you two.
Yeah.
Right? You got to be willing to take a risk. If you don't, you will not be successful in life in anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit the lottery, that's like 1 in 263 million chance. Good luck.
Yeah. And the greater chance is after you get it, you're going to
be gone.
It's going.
You don't respect it.
Yeah.
That's why we don't take weight loss drugs, right? That's why we don't take surgeries,
for sure.
Right? It's because you don't respect the work.
For sure. For sure.
So,
hey, man, thank you for hanging out with us, bro.
Appreciate
I'm going to let you go and handle your day. Love and respect you, bro. Tell the ladies.
I did set another record this week, too. I did power curl 190. So I curled 190 pounds. I don't know what you do around there, but most of y'all Negroes can't squat 190. I curled it. So come get. It ain't enough screen. It ain't enough screen, Donald. Adjust that. Adjust the configuration. It ain't enough screen. It ain't enough screen for these guns.
Get off my page, man. Love and respect you, boy.
Love you, man. Love the peace.
Yeah, man. Leroy, what is it about us, man? We won't do what it takes. I was reading the Mamba Mentality. I think I sent you a picture of, and I had never read the book. I had heard of the book, but I have never read the book until I got it over the weekend. And in fact, it hit me so strong to get it that I got it delivered same day. It was just really, really on me to get the book, right? And
that's you ordered that from you ordered that through Amazon?
I ordered it from Amazon. Yup, and it got to me.
And it's the big color book.
Yes, sir.
The pictorial.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro.
And do you have the book, Leroy?
No, I got it from the library. I didn't buy it. I got it from the library.
Yeah.
And it was one of the most powerful books that I read last year. It is that, but it's short. It's not a long read.
Right. Because it's got a lot of
but that's good. Like because but like I was telling you, when you have a book like that, you get to digest it. You don't have to read it fast. This is something you can take your time. You can read what he talks about. You can understand this dude. And that's why I said I had more respect for Kobe after his career.
Yes.
Than I did during his career. I didn't like him. I didn't like him when he played for that because I thought he was arrogant. I thought he was just, all about him. He was selfish, and which he was to an extent about himself and everything like that. But as he opened up more and I got to understand his mindset and the way that he operated, I'm like, this dude is on to something. Yeah. I'm like, talking about super focused and I told you I was going to use it, bro. I talked about being intentional, super intentional
Yeah.
about what he was doing when he did it. I mean, this dude had a regimen that he did every single day. This dude, he was very calculated in everything that he did. I mean, he he knew his opponents, he knew his teammates, and he studied his teammates, he studied his opponents so that he mastered them. As we talk about in here,
Yeah.
he mastered that thing, and how to be able to operate on that level. And that's what it takes. And if you're going to get to that level, it's going to cost you, as Coach said. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you something. The only question is, are you willing to pay that cost? And most of us, as black men, we're not willing. I tell you all the time about remand. Most brothers ain't willing to pay this cost, bro. They're not.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's just the real about it. They're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
They can talk the good game and this weekend, bro. I'm just disappointed in us as black men. And
Yeah.
when I listen to these younger brothers that are 40 and younger, and I hear them, the way that they talk, things that they talk about, even the manhood thing, they're so miseducated on manhood and who and what it is that we are as men, and what it means. Most of us don't have a clue what that means,
Well,
bro.
I think a part of,
Yet alone want to step up to the plate and walk in that manhood.
tell me whether or not you agree
Say
with,
it again.
tell me whether you agree with me. I think that our society, Leroy, has messed with the term so much, right? They've messed with the term so
Hmm.
much
Hmm.
that the cost that was once
Correct.
celebrated to pay, right? It was a badge of honor, bruh, to be called a man, because to be called a man meant that we went through a rites of passage. We had
Yep.
someone um actually saying,
Correct.
yeah, this is a man, right? And now
Hmm.
all that you have to be recognized as a man is be born. If you've got a penis, then you're a man. And I don't think so, right? I have issues with that because the experiences that I've had, the scars that I have, that I had to endure to get to the place I am right now. You can't just show up
Mm.
teen and call yourself a man and not endure what I've had to endure, not suffer through what I've had to suffer through, not have the scars. Jesus said, they said, show me your scar. Jesus said, this is what makes me me. Like I didn't, this is
Mm.
me, and I want to evidence the fact that this is me by showing you the scars. If you don't recognize my face, if you don't recognize any of that, recognize the scars. And I think in
Hmm.
order to get to this, Leroy, in order to earn mastery, like you've got to be willing to sacrifice, you got to be willing to suffer. And there's something in us now that has made suffering a bad word. You're going to have to suffer through some things. Suffer is just a word that means endure. Endure. You got to be able to endure, to overcome. And brothers, now, coach just said it. Okay, he said, this is what it's gonna cost. He said, I'll just go back to my old, because we not willing, we're not willing to, and we're wondering why we're not seeing
It's,
success in marriage, success in business, success in our personal lives, because we're not willing to suffer and sacrifice. And bruh, that is necessary to manhood.
yeah, it is absolute necessary to manhood, man. And here's the thing, and I wrote these things down because you know how you hear folks today talk about being a boss, right? And I have an acronym for boss. And a boss is someone who builds, organize, and then there's two S's, but I'm gonna add four S's. And as we were talking today, hear what the four S's stand for: shift, serve, sacrifice, and strategize. If you're going to call yourself a man, you have to be willing to shift the culture, as we talk about. And you say it all the time. Are you moving the needle?
Absolutely.
Can you move that needle? Are you willing to serve? That means, are you willing to serve your brother? Are you willing to serve your family? Are you willing to serve your community? Are you willing to serve those that you serve in your business from a business standpoint? Sacrifice. You just talked about it. Are you, most of us, and this is the problem that we have as our community and why our needle does not move. We're not, like you said, willing to sacrifice. Those that were a part of the civil rights movement, our parents, our grandparents, they sacrificed. They were willing to sacrifice so that we could get ahead. We are where we are because of what they chose to sacrifice.
Yeah.
They weren't sitting around saying, well, I'm entitled to this and I need that. I want that. It wasn't about them. Some of them didn't even reap the benefits of the sacrifice that they made.
Yeah.
They didn't. They did it because they wanted to have a better day, even if they didn't see it for us. Like you were just talking about with Jesus and the scars that he had. That's those sacrifices that he made. That scars weren't for him.
Yeah.
That was so that for you and I, these thousands of years later, still have access to his kingdom, bro.
Martin King.
That's sacrifice, man.
Martin King gets stabbed. Malcolm X gets tortured, right? Just for standing up for what's right.
Yeah.
So the brothers that I respect are the brother, and you and I are gonna have to talk through this because I am more and more every single day of the opinion now, and it flies in the face of what I've always said. So let me just prepare y'all for that. It flies in the face of everything I've said, but I am of the position now that respect is earned. Like we live in this entitlement issue. We live in this entitlement society where we feel like we're entitled to have, without any hard work, without any sacrifice, without any challenge, without anything that comes along, we feel like we're entitled. And character is built through hard work. Character is built through sacrifice. Character is built through challenge. And if you're going to succeed in any area, you will only succeed in that area to the degree that you are willing to embrace the discomfort, embrace the challenge, embrace the sacrifice, embrace the hard work. You're going to have to do it. If you feel like you're entitled to it, I'm entitled to respect. I'm entitled. No. I'm Leroy. I'm at this place, man, where respect is earned. Earn it.
Absolutely. Yep.
Now, I'm not don't think
that
you as a human being. I'm not going to disrespect you.
Right.
But if you want respect from me, who has put in the hard work to be, who has the scars to be who I am, man, earn that. Be willing to earn that.
Yeah. And you got a lot of brothers, man, and this goes to why I said I'm disappointed in what I was listening to this weekend. And I say this all the time about the Cotton Candy podcast and what these folks talk about. And what disappoints me is you have a lot of these dudes, these males, and you talked about earlier about there's a difference between a male and a man.
Absolutely.
Y'all, yeah. There's a distinct difference between a male and a man, and what I was thinking about is they had this mindset that just because they are man, that they are leaders. No, just because you are a male does not make you a man, and it does not make you a leader.
Right.
So don't think that somebody's supposed to just follow you just because, well, I'm the man. No, sir. You are not. You are not. Like Donald just said, you gotta earn that, bruh.
Yeah.
And that goes in
Yeah.
the decisions
Yeah.
that you've made,
Yeah.
the strategies that you come with, the vision that you have.
Yeah.
Without part of my PBS is having wisdom and vision. Do you have wisdom, which means you can not only have the knowledge, but in the decisions that you make, you use the knowledge that you gain to make an adequate and an appropriate decision. Do you know where you're going? And we talk about it here all the time. If you don't know where you're going, why should somebody want to follow you? And it's not all about you. Being a man is not all about you. You got to be willing that sometimes, no, it's not going to be what you want to do, but it is what you have to do.
Bro, that's
And
so
and and we as males and men in this day and age don't seem to get that. We don't understand it. And we wanna act as if we know everything. We make every perfect decision. No, you don't. And a wise man seeks counsel.
yeah.
Seeks wise counsel, I should say. I gotta straighten that up. It's not
Yeah.
just seeks counsel, seeks wise counsel,
Yeah.
which means there are people that you need to be listening to that may not be other men. It may be a woman that is your wise counsel. But you too big headed to think that you the man and that you make every decision. And that's why we as men and specifically black men are in the condition that we're in. Because if we did things right, there would be no need for remand. Correct me if I'm wrong. There wouldn't
Yeah.
need to be for there wouldn't be a need for remand.
Sure. For sure. For sure.
So
For sure.
I'm sorry, bro. I got on my soapbox.
No, that was good, man. I think it's important that we recognize that if anything less than total mastery inside remand is not acceptable. I want to sit that there with y'all. Johnny Bazemore said the sacrifice is important as well as the suffering. You got to have them. Though
Yes,
now
sir.
the
Yep.
goal isn't to sacrifice and the goal isn't to suffer, but you can't get to the goal without sacrifice and suffering. Like that
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
sacrifice and
Ooh,
suffering is not
that's
the end
good.
result, but they're the pass through that you got to go through in order to get it. There's not a man alive that will tell you you will have an easy road to your goal.
Hmm.
It just doesn't
And
happen.
if they do, they lying to you.
If they do, they lying to you. They're lying to you. So I want every brother that's watching us now, how much longer are you going to spend making excuses for why you are not where you want to be? Here's where you want to be. I've had several conversations with many of you. I want to have a conversation with Johnny Bazemore. I want to have a conversation around this issue, right? There's not been one man that I've talked to, Leroy, that has not said, I'm doing market research right now. And I will tell you that every single man I've spoken with says, I want it all.
Mm.
I don't just want a
Mhm.
nice business. I want a woman by my side. But if I have a woman by my side and I got children, I got to be able to be prepared to take care of that family. And can I have that and then have a life that's personal, that is strong as well? Yes, you can. How do I get there, Donald? Sacrifice and suffering. Listen to me. I found out in this book, Leroy, The Mamba Mentality, that that Kobe and Phil didn't always get along.
Mhm.
They didn't always get along. but getting along.
He was
ain't
difficult.
cool.
He was difficult.
He was difficult.
Yeah.
He was difficult. Phil had a particular philosophy. Kobe had a particular philosophy. But at the end of the day, they found a way to let Phil be Phil, Kobe be Kobe, and they win multiple championships. What I'm saying to y'all is that at some point, you're going to have to stop making the excuses and vibing so low, giving yourself excuse after excuse after excuse. Well, it's the system. Well, it's the white man. Well, it's this. Well, it's that. Well, it's the other. I'm not here to tell you that the system ain't broken. In fact, I'm here to tell you that the system is working the exact same way that they want the system to work. But there is a way for you to rise above it. If you want your business to flourish, come do the work. If you want your marriage to flourish, come do the work. Well, you don't know my situation. My wife and I don't get along. Man, listen, I love me some Lala. I love me some Lala. And I laid in bed the other night, Leroy, and cried like a baby. The beauty that our marriage has become. But when we first got together, you were on the other end of the calls with me. Like, hey, Leroy, I don't know, bro.
It takes work, though, bro.
It takes work.
That takes work, and both of you were willing to do the work.
Yes.
That's how you can get and say what you just said. Both of you were willing to do that work.
Yes. Yes. And
Brother,
let me say this. Let me say
you
this,
don't
Leroy,
get to where it is that you want to get to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We got 2 minutes, and I want to get this in. This is the part of the podcast that the brothers ain't gonna like. This is what it means when you can't fight fair. Here's what I had to get to the place. I had to get to the place where I didn't return energy for energy with Lala. To fight fair means that if she having an off day, I'm gonna meet her off day with my off day. If she want to argue, I'm gonna match her energy and I'm gonna argue too. That's what it means to fight fair. You hurt me, I hurt you. I hurt you, you hurt me. As a man, and we'll talk about this in the next podcast. As a man, what if I told you that you have to live by a code even if your wife doesn't? That it ain't about fighting fair. It's about upholding a standard that you live by, even if and when your spouse doesn't always. You got to do what it takes. Leroy, I'm going to give you the last couple of seconds, man. I know you got to go.
Yeah, I mean, brothers, get it. Get this. What we've been talking about this whole session is you got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to put in the work. If you're going to get to where it is that you want to get to as a man, whatever that goal is for you, whatever that manhood goal is for you, life, leadership, legacy, all of those, in order to be able to get there, you've got to be intentional, but you got to be willing to sacrifice, and you got to be willing to do the work. Develop the strategy. Man has the strategies, y'all. It's got the strategies. You ain't even got to do that part of the work. It's got the strategies for you. It gives you the art. And it gives you the strategies in order to be able to face that arc each and every day. But you got to be willing to sacrifice and suffer enough to go through that arc. Because it's going to beat you up. It's going to make you feel it. Some days you're going to lose. Donald and I tell you, and everybody else that's in here will tell you. some days the art gonna beat
Absolutely.
you. You know. So yeah, with that, yeah, bro, because I gotta go. But yep, absolutely, man.
We love and respect
Absolutely.
y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Here we go.
Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton. Dr. Donald Morton is an award-winning social entrepreneur known for his innovative social solutions.
Based on this fatherhood and manhood issue in droves, in incredibly large numbers. And I felt it necessary for someone to have a voice like yourself to do the work of restoring men in our society. And I've been doing that work ever since.
His latest solution is expressed as the CEO of Remand.
So Remand, the nonprofit, is about helping brothers that are coming out of prison, brothers that are dealing with child support, brothers that are the most marginalized of our communities, helping them with their character and the institutions that impact them. And then the LLC, our for-profit arm, is really attempting to address the CEOs and CFOs and entrepreneurs and people like that say, look, I got issues too as a black man. My issues are a bit different because I'm in the C-suite. And how it plays out in the C-suite is very different than how it plays out on the block and those brothers that are coming out of re-entry. But here's a deal. All of us the same, for real, for real.
Dr. Morton is the former executive director of the Complexities of Color Coalition. As executive director of the coalition, he worked to congregate Wilmington, Delaware's African American community in order to create comprehensive strategy to influence institutions, policies, and laws. Dr. Morton has over 25 years of experience in African American community leadership. Remand is deeply personal. While he's glad that thousands of men are on this journey with him, it was started because he needed liberation. He was broken and bound, and he was fighting to put his life back together after divorce, infidelity, business challenges, bankruptcy, and a life destroyed by being the worst liar ever. Yes, Dr. Morton was a liar until he faced himself and proved his signature science, the character arc. Then and only then was he ready to lead men to learn and live the science of being remanded.